Hey, Saints fans, today we're going to take a look at the rushing attack. Just yesterday, we did a Derek Carr film study with Glenn Kubiak, focusing on how both of them have really elevated. Both of them did really well, with Carr playing very well, Kubiak having a great game plan when it came to the offensive side with the passing game. But now we're going to take a look at the rushing attack. And that doesn't mean that I'm not going to do defensive film studies. I love defense. But one thing that this offense has had is consistency issues, and that has been going on for a while. Hopefully we see them building on that, and as you can see from the myriad of people around the NFL still doubting the New Orleans Saints, and maybe appropriately so, we could have black and gold rose-colored glasses over here, but you see the rankings in terms of the standings and power rankings. New Orleans not really making any movement. So let's take a look at the rushing attack. What can they build on? What was great? What was just good? And why I'm so excited about it. And let's roll that beautiful bean footage. All right, so I actually want to start by with the first run of the game. Honestly, there's no shortage of great runs to pull from this one. But why am I choosing this? Because just like in yesterday's video, I want to highlight a theme about the difference in this offense. The people who follow this channel and followed this team will recognize a lot of those differences and why I am just so excited to share them. So I made a video last year about Pete Carmichael really being the problem with his offense. Not that Derek Carr wasn't talented, not that Alvin Kamara wasn't talented, but this offense was stagnant and it did not have a lot of variety, nor did it provide a lot of confusion. So this is the first run at a gun, and you've got this spread look, obviously. So if we're going to take a look at how this rolls out, you're going to see a normal outside zone run facing a 5-man front right here, but a 7-man box. You've got the 2 right at the top. So you got that one, your 5 down low here. So you've got a zero tech, then you've got these wides that you're going to have to take care of, and it's a tough job. But with an outside zone run, it's actually catered to this. So you're going to see everybody moving in unison. Up here, here's the handoff. Big thing, the motion, bringing in that sweeping blocker with Taysom Hill, who's very good at it. And then Alvin Kamara just following the wall. And again, this is simple stuff, but it's little things like bringing in a very talented player and blocker in at the last second. Instead of just having your fullback as a predictable blocker, you change the alignment. And whether the coverage is zone, man, doesn't matter the personnel grouping they're in. You know, this movement gives you that advantage to help open up and block that lane. You've got a very nice little, was essentially a combo block, intentionally or unintentionally there. We call that a tray block if it was power blocking. Right there with Ruiz and Penning, you've got Patrick and McCoy. And McCoy, by the way, outstanding this game. Oh my goodness, he was good. And you're going to see that catch up to the second level. But it forms this wall right there. Look, if you're AK, you just need to ride the hip pocket of this. And that way, if this block misses and you got one man to take on, I mean, this is an ideal situation, which is why this play gets about 8 yards, because it is so well blocked. And it starts with the simple aspect of giving a unique design look. All right, got you another one here. Same idea with that jet sweep motion, but we're going to outside zone to the opposite side this time. So why am I showing you this? Because again, really wanting to highlight how this is different and the varied looks you're getting if you're a defense. So again, you have that same alignment, this time only a 6-man box, which is very beneficial to you numbers-wise, obviously, even from a gun. And we've got a tight end on the line backside. So we're going to bring the sweep. Look, we forced the shift. Why did we force the shift? Because we had our tight end here. So we got that. Then we moved our flanker receiver over. So both the Y and the Z are moving over to this left side. So we're dragging the defense with us. And then what are we going to do? Well, we're going to outside zone block to the right. And this is very nice because, well, you don't have anybody really there. So simple manipulation. This is why last year we called for movement. We needed to see more of it from the Saints, and we didn't get to see much of it. But here, it works out perfectly fine. Look at this. You even see Patrick getting excited there, the left guard. So watch as this gets handed off. Again, from the gun, a little bit of that movement. You're going to see this lane open up. We've got space. And again, all this is because look how we forced that Mike out of the way. We forced the safety back to rotate. And Carolina's just not ready for it. And then AK is going to do AK things, get right up in that hip pocket of the rookie left tackle, who also had a very strong game, especially in the run blocking portion of things. And also love that jump out right there by Trevor Penning to get his man knocked out. So honestly, it's just a good job. And this is about the same idea that I came to with the passing game. Look, you had talented players, right? Truthfully, you talk about Ruiz, McCoy, and Fuaga. Those are 3 young, they're all 27 and younger, talented players along the offensive line, but you weren't seeing talented success, consistent success last year. Even Trevor Penning looking solid this game in the run game. Same thing with the offense when it comes to the passing game. You did not see consistency in the passing game last year. It wasn't until the second half of the year where you actually saw play calling get dispersed to other people, opinions being heard from, say, the quarterback coach, etc. Les P. Carmichael, you saw Carr be better, the offense be better, and that's, again, what you're seeing here. But more. Let's go. All right, back to another one. I actually really like this one. Why? Again, varied front. And you see Carolina's trying to stop this. What are they doing? They're having that under front. What does that mean? So we're stacking. There's our 4. We're going to have that linebacker under right here. And then we've got our safety creeping down, our Mike, and then off screen, you've got another one here. So we've stacked this box if we're Carolina. We say, hey, you want to run the ball? Good. We're going to put everybody down the line and try to stop you. So got your nickel back down here, 3 linebackers, safety creeping down. This is a stacked box, essentially a 9-man box. Now, granted, New Orleans is facing that with heavy personnel. So this is something that you would call 22, but it's a variant of 22 personnel when it comes to the New Orleans run situation. Love having Taysom Hill as a fullback, and you have options here. So you're just going to basically run it up the gut with Taysom. You're going to crash down with your O-line, and then you're going to seal that backside, but you have to worry about Jamal Williams here. Whether you want to run with him or block with Taysom, either way, there's options. And I'm not saying this is like a read option, or run option play here, but the look that it is giving makes you have to stay steady. So, for example, you've got end of line responsibilities, you got contain responsibilities. You can't just crash down, but right there, saw how it got bit into Carr. Got to make sure we're not jumping to that. That opened up just enough. Here we go. Now, great job blocking down by Juwan Johnson, sorry. Great job by Fuaga. Great job by everybody. But see, blocking down on that, look at that. That's good, man. That is good. And again, another highlight here is this is a very well-coached team through one game. And what I mean by that is, yes, Alvin Kamara is a stud, right? Derek Carr is a very good quarterback, etc. But coaching always seems to get undervalued by a lot of analysts and fans of how impactful it is. Good coaching results in plays like this where you're going to see consistently the receivers, the tight ends, and the offensive line know their blocking assignments and execute them well. Juwan Johnson doing that right here with Foster Moreau. This is well-coached football. It's not anything special. We're talking about 7-yard gains, but it's how those gains are happening. You're not relying on a guy just to be a stud. Look, we get it. Taysom Hill's insane. I've argued for years that if they would have dropped the quarterback thing and let him just be a football player, I honestly think he's got a Hall of Fame pedigree, Hall of Fame career if he was doing it for 10 years. He's special. But you can't rely on a player being special every play. It's like Derek Carr. Derek Carr can throw absolute dimes, but you don't want to put the onus on him doing that every play. You want to be able to design a well-coached team with a well-coached scheme that produces consistency. And that's what you're getting here. Getting 6-7 yards consistently on run plays, that's huge. And it all comes from the overall design. That way he can take these shots at Taysom, which, by the way, great throw. Just wish it would have got, reeled in. But anyway, moving on to the next run play. One thing you see a lot of in this game is the outside zone run, which shout out to Alex Gibbs and Mike Shanahan for creating it all the way back in the 90s. But you also got to see the New Orleans Saints do things like toss sweep plays and really attack the outside. And you see another one here. But I want to highlight what I just talked about being a well-coached team, which is Chris Olave in this instance. So I'm not saying that everybody else doesn't do amazing. Because, again, you make big plays, you have to have success from a lot of areas. But love this block by Olave. So he's essentially going to result in 3 guys getting knocked out. Now, is that necessarily his intent? No. But the number one thing that I want to harp on as a positive is, again, well coached. What do I mean by that? He could easily have gotten an illegal crackback block here if he did not perform this correctly. What is a crackback block? An illegal one is where you come across the field, essentially coming from a player's blind side or necessarily from the front side here, but you attack below the waist. Olave is not a big guy, so you have to make sure that you launch this correctly. But he does just enough to clear it out. He drug the corner with him because obviously people fear Chris Olave. But look at the domino effect here of him getting an accurate block on the safety. Hits him right in the shoulder, and he gets absolutely wrecked. But he does the job. Look, safety, stumble, trips this guy, then the fall, trips that guy. Results in an extra 5 yards. All because he was well coached and knew exactly how to hit. Right here, bam, shoulder. Doesn't matter that Olave is like 190 pounds that got blew up. He did just enough to cause a disturbance that resulted in this going beyond just the first down marker. Well-coached football. Now, on the backside, you still got really good blocking by Fuaga. Look at that turnout. That's fantastic because this has got a very difficult job. Look what Fuaga's got to do, 75 here. So he's got to launch outside against somebody who's lined up wide, capture the outside shoulder, and make sure he doesn't get a holding penalty. So he attacks up. So right in, one, love that he's attacking the hands. Love to see active hand usage right there. Then we got to get inside, get your helmet across. Exactly what you see him doing here. Helmet across, bam. Now, as soon as the running back gets past you, you got to let go. All right, so you don't get a holding call. What does he do? Exactly that. Running back gets past. You see good timing here. This is good, well-coached football. All right here. As soon as the running back's getting passes, all right, let go. Let him have. Look, if he chases down Alvin Kamara, that's not your fault. That's Alvin Kamara apparently being slow. But he ain't, so you ain't got to worry about it. Good, well-coached football. And it doesn't just come down to Clint Kubiak. It comes all the way back down to Jari Evans helping coach the offensive lineman. Every little bit adds up. But this is the result of not just AK being a stud, because normally big plays happen because yes, players are studs, but consistently good plays like in this game are because the team is well coached, and that has been missing in my opinion. And also AK, look at that dude, just similar to like, you know, the amazing dimes Carl was throwing yesterday. It's, you get to appreciate things more because it can happen more consistently with coaching, and gosh, I hope this stays this way. Next play. All right, more motion. Now we got a toss. We're doing a pitch right with all the guys being incredible. And again, just a great play from everybody all around. Look at the blocking here. I'm actually going to start with you with the wide zone look. Why? Well, you really need to appreciate the coaching. Again, I hope nobody's taking this as me just blowing smoke up Clint Kubiak. It's more than just Kubiak. It truly is the entire team, the entire wide receiver coaches, the offensive line coaches. It's little things that are making things work. So what you have here, you've got to pull Trevor Penning to get him out in space, and you're going to have everybody else do the same thing, try to get to the second level. But to do that, you have to down block right here from the wide receiver and get rid of this end. This is a difficult task. This is not a large receiver making this block against a large man, but it's simple enough to work right here. Bam. That's what you needed. Now, did the defensive end overcommit down? Absolutely. Not the point. And whether this block happens here or the block happened here, the result would have been the same. You've got a free release here from your right tackle, Trevor Penning, to come take on a DB. And if you are a corner or a safety, you do not like this. This is scary AF. But not just that, you've got great play from everybody else that we're going to take a look at. Aaron McCoy, again, had a fantastic day today. Fuaga has a great job from the backside here. But let's look at it from this angle so y'all can appreciate it even more. The down block to seal is, again, great coaching. Good job by Ruiz to get out in front. Love that we've got McCoy, again, doing the same things we talk about, getting leverage, attacking that outside shoulder, moving up. Fuaga doing this well in space is impressive, y'all. Watch. Actually, we'll focus on Fuaga. We'll move left to right on this. Look, moving that well in space and then completely pancaking your guy. Look, I understand that Carolina is not exactly running Roquan Smith at middle linebacker. Not the point. Moving that well as a 300-pound man from the backside and essentially moving 8 yards to get a block in space, that's good. And then having the accuracy to hit that heavy-handed punch, great. All right, moving on to the right with Patrick and McCoy. We're going to start off with essentially looks like an ace block. This is more of a zone here, but we're pitching out. Again, just enough to help out, get in the way. Ruiz does a good job, Penny does a good job, and then McCoy going to finish it off right there. Big play. Again, solid blocking. Good players are getting to the highest level that they can reach, hopefully the highest level, and hopefully we'll see continual improvement. But next play. There is not a shortage of good plays here, and one of the themes here, I had to include Jamal Williams, who also had a good day today, but I wanted to also kind of hit with the beginning theme of this, and I know today's theme has really been about the coaching. Obviously, we've got really good players, but you also see just differences. One, you just saw Juwan Johnson motion over. Now, what are we going to do? Bring another blocker in with a second motion. Yes, you caused the shift, but what does that give you? It gave you numbers. And a lot of times in running, it's just a numbers game. You've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 play side blockers against, back it up, 1, 2, 3, 4 play side defenders. This is a backside defender, this is a backside defender, and this guy is flowing off. So You just gave yourself numbers. Easy win no matter what here. You have numbers. You should get a positive gain. Let's continue on. All right, right here, Fuaga, great job to seal. Sees the guy cutting inside on the gap, pushes and seals. Look at McCoy, second level. That same poor linebacker's just getting really picked on today. Look, we got a receiver blocking, got in the way. Look, it's just numbers. It's clear path. And Jamal Williams does a great job to read this, hit the hole hard. Look at that block by McCoy right there, just sealing that second level, and that is not easy, especially when you're coming off this immediate block right there. You've got to hit that inside shoulder hard enough to allow Ruiz to get around. Same thing we talked about. That reach, look at Ruiz getting that helmet across, attacking man up, and then McCoy hitting heavy to the second level, getting there quick. Great job right there, 67. That's not Patrick, 67. Great job right there by getting that block up. And then here we go. Further up we go. Look at that. Blocked out two guys, and Jamal Williams able to high step in. Biggest difference and why I'm so big on coaching being such a positive influence in game one. Yes, the Carolina Panthers. Here's the difference. Last year, it took a very controversial play to get Jamal Williams his first touchdown. This year, it takes game one and good design and great execution by the team to get Jamal Williams his touchdown in week one. And by the way, it's not a 4-yard burner in the goal line situation. This man's getting great runs from distance. Now, was every run play perfect here? No, it wasn't. And I don't expect the Saints to have shown us the best they can do. If you put your best foot forward in game one and that's your peak, you're probably not going to the playoffs. But lots of things to love here. It's great blocking from Juwan. Great blocking. Look right here. Look at Chris Olave. Again, the willingness to do this. This is your star receiver, your number one. The guy we've talked about having issues at times with consistency. Look at the effort here. This is something that doesn't go on his stat sheet, but look at the effort. Clearly contributing. And man gets boiled over. Doesn't matter. Touchdown. Tutty. Success. More than anything, I hope Saints fans leave week one with positive sentiments. It's not enough for you to go, hey, this season you're going to the Super Bowl. Absolutely not. The key, number one, has got to be win the division, which relies a lot on Derek Carr continuing to play at a high level. Alvin Kamara playing at a high level like he did with 100 yards from scrimmage and a TD. You expect other guys to have great stat sheets. Chris Olave did not have a great stat sheet today, but was a very, very good player in the week one win against Carolina in 2024. So all of these things play together, and hopefully you can see more. Obviously, two tougher opponents on paper with the Dallas Cowboys and Philadelphia Eagles coming up, but it's the little things that you're seeing. Well-coached ball from high caliber players, I would say, performing well. And if that persists, well, more W's. Quote my famous Jameis Winston, got to eat some more W's, hopefully in the future. If you like the video, as always, throw down a like on it. Who dat, God bless. Appreciate every single one of you. Deuces, that's me. Catch you on the next Who Dat Confessional podcast. I don't know when it's going to be, but definitely more film studies. See ya.